Welcome to QC Crime Watch. This is Linda Cook.
And I'm Sharon Wren.
And we have to say always that we are not attorneys and cannot provide legal advice. And we suggest that you do a web search for one if you need one.
Right. Plenty of qualified attorneys out there, just not us.
Not us.
No.
A few months ago, we started to see a kind of crime that we had not heard a lot about before. And although this isn't just in the last few days, although Sharon's part of this is, I wrote about a suspect in Clinton who police accused of skimming. And this involved unauthorized use of a credit card in Bettendorf. Now, we get all of our information from court documents. Right. So this suspect's name was Soren Tabak. And he faced 4 aggravated misdemeanor charges of unauthorized use of a credit card, also identity theft, and 4th-degree theft. And those are various ways of saying he was taking money.
Right, just but the degrees are various amounts of money.
Exactly, and not a violent crime, not like a robbery. But this happened in 2023 in November. Police say that Tabak used a victim's credit debit card number without authorization to get cash from an ATM at a gas station. The victim noticed 4 ATM withdrawal attempts at the Bettendorf Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh on Middle Road, and they were for really small amounts, but they were all identical. $102.50.
That's odd.
I know. Previously, the victim's card information had been used without our authorization at Quickstar in Bettendorf. So, affidavits say video was obtained from Quickstar showing the ATM during the transactions, and police could see Tabak using the ATM with multiple cards while wearing a hat and sunglasses. Which apparently didn't work very well because a still photograph was obtained from Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh, and the man was identified as the same man, Soren Tabak, from Romania, who admitted he was in the United States illegally, according to affidavits. And officers obtained search warrants, and then that led them to finding a skimming device. Now, Tabak, whose address is also listed as Chicago in court documents, was charged with credit card fraud over $1,500 and under $10,000. So eventually, this man was given a suspended sentence and probation. And you're probably wondering why. Well, for one thing, he didn't physically injure anyone. He was caught. I don't know what other cases he's involved in. But skimming, this is the first time I had really heard about a skimming operation. Now, we'll bring you up to date here with Sharon and what she's found nearby.
Well, this is relevant. They're talking about this because earlier this week, 3 people, 1 adult and 2 juveniles, were arrested in Missouri in connection with an ATM skimming device found on a bank ATM in Geneseo.
Wow.
Yeah, and this incident may be connected to other skimming incidents in Houston and the Chicago suburbs. Police in Geneseo traced a getaway car, coordinated with the Missouri Highway Patrol, arrested the individuals who were found with skimming devices in their possession. So how often does skimming happen? A lot more than you'd think. The U.S. Secret Service responds, they're in charge of searching, investigating these.
Sure.
They respond to hundreds of physical skimming incidents every year.
Oh.
These incidents have accounted for over $115 million in losses to victims in recent years, and in one calendar year, the Secret Service made over 350 arrests related to skimming. That's more than one a day, counting weekends.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're using it. Let me get this clear. So the people who do this, who commit this crime,
right,
are using a device that's attached,
right, it's
to an ATM,
yeah,
right,
an ATM, a gas pump, or a point of sale machine like at the grocery store.
So anything you can put your credit card in, correct,
could be compromised.
Wow.
Yeah, see, when you insert your card into one of these compromised machines, it goes, through the reader, which scans and then stores all your information from that little magnetic strip, and it collects your PIN code from the keypad.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is worse than other kinds of fraud because the scammers can use that data to make ATM cash withdrawals.
Oh dear, and that's why they make them small so that people don't notice so much.
Exactly.
Rather, if you do $102, it's also not in particularly 102. That must have been a day I bought groceries,
Yeah.
or a day I bought gas, or you can sort of write it off,
Yeah.
at least mentally, say, oh, I must not have noted that. Right.
Well, the way you protect yourself is you check the unit before you use it. You make sure there isn't any kind of sticky residue, or the card reader looks raised or bulky. Look for any kind of bulkiness on the card insert or the pin keyboard. If there's anything hanging from the ATM or the slot or the keypad are loose, they may be compromised.
Wow. So slow down. And these are all places where we're in a hurry.
Yes.
Right. We're in a hurry at the ATM, the gas station,
Exactly.
the grocery store.
You're not thinking at the grocery store.
No, you want to get home. You want to get home, want to get this done. So I think that, wow. So if it looks funny, basically.
Yeah.
It takes some time. It probably is. And take some time and slow down just a few seconds.
Right. And when you're using these machines, sometimes they will have a little hidden camera on there to get your PIN number. So the authorities recommend covering it up with your other arm or your hand, or shielding it somehow so they can't see what numbers you put in.
Wow.
They also recommend using ATMs that are inside financial institutions, or in those bays that have the security cameras, or the one right by the tellers at the drive-in, because those are a lot harder to compromise because there's cameras everywhere.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It is a good idea. And they also suggest using a credit card instead of a debit card because there's no PIN number.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
A lot of people only carry debit cards too.
Yeah.
So that they don't go over and run up their credit card.
Exactly.
That's so interesting.
And if you think a unit has been compromised, you should contact the bank or the gas station or the store immediately so they can respond to it. If the bank branch is closed, call the police. And they say it's a good idea to review your card's transaction history frequently, at least once a week.
I do that every day.
Things. Well,
every day, because mine was compromised once. It's been years ago, and it scared the daylights out of me, and I've become a little bit paranoid because of it.
Well, yeah, because there's been a significant increase in skimming in 2022 over 2021. The total number of compromised cards were up 368% from 2021 in just 1 year, with over 161,000 compromised cards, almost a 5 times increase from 2021. Almost 3,000 financial institutions were affected by compromise, a 79% year-over-year increase. It says there are 185 cards compromised on average per skimming event, and 75 of those incidents were in new locations. California is the top skimming location with 47% of incidents. And New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Missouri, and Virginia tied for second with 29%.
At least we're not in the top.
Yeah, we're not number one.
Right.
So yeah, especially if you travel to these places, you might definitely want to check. But these events usually happen in short time frames. 64% of the devices were only in place for a week or less. 87% were 2 weeks or less. Yeah, so they can do a lot of damage pretty quick.
So it's a different way for thieves to take your money. It's a not like breaking and entering.
No, it's high-tech crime for high-tech times, I guess.
And really, I would think that the takeaway is not that great.
No, because how much can you get? You compromise somebody's account. You don't know. They could be ridiculously poor. Not everybody is a billionaire.
Right. And so, and also the idea that you might get caught, that's possible too. But it's more frequent. That's really interesting. Yeah. So we'll have to keep following these, Sharon, because I want people to stay safe. You know, we always say lock your doors,
yes.
right? During
physically
these.
And financially safe.
Exactly. And, that $102 might mean a lot to somebody. It would me.
Well, yeah, that's, a week or so's worth of groceries.
Right.
Or, a couple weeks worth of gas or something.
Exactly. So, well, Thank you. We decided to do this because we do want people to know what kinds of crimes are out there. And we were talking to some friends recently, and they said, skimming, what is that? So we decided that maybe not everybody who's out there knows that this exists even.
Yeah, skimming is not taking the cream off the top of the milk.
Not
in this case. No. Well, that's it for this week on Quad Cities Crime Watch. Join us next week for more on the crimes that make the Quad Cities lock their doors at night.
And we hope you lock your cars.
Yes, please.